Hi, this is Steven. Thanks for tuning in. This video is about Vastu Shastra, specifically about southwest indented quadrants, but there are other messages in this video as well. Because I'm trying to read this from my computer, I may not be able to look directly into the lens, so bear with me. And the reflection from my glasses may reflect some light, so hopefully that's not a big issue for you. The most important thing is the content. So in my consulting business, I work with clients and they have all different types of structures: homes, businesses, office, locations. Indentations and protrusions are two things that both Vastu Shastra and Chinese Feng Shui shy away from. The reason being that when there's an irregular shape to a building, to a structure, to a home, the life themes that are resident within that home are not balanced. The energy is not balanced. For an indentation, there's a deficiency in that particular life theme. And the occupants, or at least one person in the house, if not all the people in the house, suffer from the lack of energy to support that particular life theme. So without further ado, I'm going to begin the article. This is something that I typed up and it's got a lot of information, so I'm not going to be able to remember it by heart, but hopefully this will be a good process for you and for me. So Vastu Shastra number 4, indented southwest quadrant, Vastu Purusha, paying attention to messages and life experience. So the information in this video is for dwellings that are in the northern hemisphere. This does not apply to dwellings in the southern hemisphere. So please make a note of this in case you are listening from the southern hemisphere. In subsequent videos, I'll discuss southern hemisphere dwellings and the various challenges related to various quadrants and directions from the southern hemisphere perspective. So again, this video is particularly aimed at northern hemisphere structures. If you live in the southern hemisphere, the ideas will change quite a bit for southern hemisphere structures. The southwest indentation will no longer relate to the life themes that I'm describing in this particular video. So in a southern hemisphere structure, an indented or missing southwest quadrant can cause major difficulties, and it can manifest in many different ways. One of the symptoms from this deficient area can be that finishing projects becomes much more difficult. So for example, people that you've hired to help finish projects may take large amounts of time to complete those projects, and it can take you more effort and time to complete projects that you're working on independently. In northern hemisphere structures, the southwest quadrant relates to the earth element. The earth brings stability, feelings of stability, groundedness, and security, a sense of gravity. You're rooted to the earth. It's likely the strongest element of all the 5 elements. With the indented space in the southwest, there's a lack of structure and therefore a lack of energy. So this lack of energy fails to support the life themes that relate to the southwest. And those, in this case, southwest relates to feelings of stability, security, confidence, and groundedness. So these feelings and these experiences would be lacking or deficient for the occupants. So the southwest influences the quality of your loving relationships, and this is perhaps its most notable life theme, is the loving relationships life theme. The southwest quadrant, both in Chinese Feng Shui and Vastu Shastra, relates to the loving relationships theme. So with a deficiency of structure here, this means a lack of energy to adequately support, strengthen, and sustain loving relationships. Therefore, loving relationships will suffer from an indentation in the southwest. And in this type of a scenario, you may find that you repeatedly have an on-again, off-again type of relationship. The relationship may not feel stable or secure and can be a source of significant suffering. The southwest quadrant is considered also to be the most feminine area of the home and is related to females and the mother. So relationships with females and with one's mother may be particularly difficult. Someone who is in a relationship with a female may find that their partner is not around very much, but is around only for short periods of time, and then is gone for longer periods of time. And this could take the form of a long-distance relationship. Again, this is related to the absence of structure and energy in the southwest part of the home, which fosters the loving relationships life theme. Another way of thinking about it is that the life theme associated with the indented space in the home will likely be showing up in your life in an imbalanced, distorted, and unsatisfying way. So men who are in a same gender relationship will experience hardship with this indentation as well. The man that they relate with will tend to not be around much, and there will be stress and tension in the relationship dynamic. Qualities that are often considered feminine, tenderness, nurturing, softness, may be lacking in the relationship dynamic as well. A woman who lives in a home with an indented southwest quadrant will experience similar effects. Either they themselves may not show up much in the relationship, or their partner may not show up much. Harmony, security, and stability may be absent or lacking, as well as the other attributes I've previously mentioned. Adding to the before mentioned qualities of groundedness, stability, and security, qualities such as loving kindness and gentleness may tend to be in short supply, no matter what gender you're relating to. The success and the sustaining of a loving relationship will be very challenged and compromised with an indentation in the southwest. Platonic relationships and relationships with family members also suffer from this indentation. So essentially all relationships will suffer from an indented southwest corner. Now, I wish I had more positive description for this situation, but it is a negative situation to find yourself in. Because an indentation in the southwest quadrant can be so difficult, it can lead to mental and emotional strain and stress. So feelings of hopelessness, sadness, tears, depression, or even thoughts of suicide can occur. It's important not to stay in these types of thoughts and feelings for long periods, but to pull yourself out of them and persist toward the solution. And what is the solution? Well, the solution is to fill in the space by bringing the missing exterior space into your home's usable interior space. So you include that missing space into the structure so you can use it. So the indentation is no longer present. That area of the house is now squared off with the rest of the house. So you would need to hire a carpenter or a contractor, or if you're handy, you could do it yourself. And this will heal the home's vibration by bringing the correct amount of structure and energy to feed loving relationship, thereby healing your life. In Vastu Shastra, there is what's called a Vastu Purusha. Vastu Purusha, and this means the home's spirit. Okay, Purusha is spirit and Vastu is home. So every structure has a spirit that resides within it. And because of an indented southwest quadrant in the home, it's thought that the spirit of the home will directly experience negative symptoms from the absence of structure and energy that should be present in the home. After the home spirit experiences the negative symptoms from this structural and energetic deficiency, it then shares the negative symptoms with the occupants in an attempt to alert the occupants that something is wrong and needs to be corrected in the home. So this is similar to how your body gives you messages when things are not working properly, such as pain or other conditions, in an effort to help you remedy the situation. This can be as simple as the body saying, I'm giving you cramps because you shouldn't be eating this particular food. It does not agree with you. Please pay attention. Many of us don't properly observe the messages that our body regularly sends to us, nor do we make positive modifications. So, if I suggest that you pay attention to the messages that your home gives to you, as well as your unique life experience while living in that home, this can sound rather bizarre, especially if you're not practiced in listening to your body's messages, or if you currently make no connections from your home's vibration or construction to your particular life experience. Yet, there's room for growth. There's hope. What develops after living in a particular home for months and years is vital to pay attention to. And it's important to connect your life experiences, your challenges, your blessings, any type of negative symptoms, bodily problems, opportunities, and so forth with the vibration of the home that you live in. And with practice, you begin to make connections between your home and important messages and symptoms that show up, and to the quality of your life experience. Receiving messages and information from the Vastu Purusha, the home spirit, the home's internal spirit, can be similar to meditation, in which you let your unconscious mind introduce helpful messages to your conscious mind. Now, this can occur in moments of calm introspection, in guidance from dreams, and simply by paying attention to flashes of insight as they arrive. The home, like our unconscious mind, gives us helpful messages and information on a regular basis. Our job is to keep listening. Although I've studied with various authorities on Vastu Shastra and Feng Shui and have learned much through them, this video really is an extension of my own life experience, which has been an excellent teacher. I say this because I've personally lived in a home with an indented southwest quadrant and have carefully observed my life experiences. In other videos, I'll describe the physical challenges that occurred for me from living in a home with an indented southwest quadrant, and I'll describe how correcting an indented or missing southwest quadrant by bringing it into the home's interior space, by essentially squaring it off and bringing that into livable space, how that improved my life. And I hope this will be informative for people who have this particular indentation in their home. To conclude, Vastu Shastra and Feng Shui prefer square and rectangular shaped structures. These are the most ideal, without indentations or protrusions. Why is this? Because it gives a balance to all the energies and to the 9 life themes that reside within a structure. With a balanced shape, no energy or life theme is deficient or excessive, and overall balance is maintained and achieved. The indentation of a structure in a particular area will definitely impact the occupants, and in this case, the southwest quadrant's indentation affects loving relationships in a very profound way. Please get in touch if you'd like to ask about the consulting process, talk over how Vastu Shastra could help improve your life, and to schedule a consult for your home or other structure. Thanks for listening, and take care.